very good to see you and be with you. My name is Nick. You may have seen me at the Harvest Festival because I did a harvest video then, or you might have seen me around the village because my job is rector, which means I look after the churches in the villages around here and also the people as well. If people need my help in any way, I'm always here to listen. What I brought with me today is this bag. Oh, heavy bag. This is what I call my assembly bag. It's a bag that we've had for many years. It's a bag of many colours, and it's a bag that contains many stories. Shall we have a look and see what's in it today? Well, on top, we've got this big, something's fallen out, big and heavy, and sort of brown. It's a big cloth, sort of sandy coloured. So I'll just open this up a bit. Spread it on the table here. There. Okay. It looks a bit like the land. Perhaps a very dry, dusty land. Spread it out a bit there. Let's see what else we've got. Another piece of cloth. Much smaller piece of cloth. I don't know if you can see this because it's a bit dark, but this is actually a dark blue piece of cloth. And because it's smaller, I'm just going to put it in the middle here like this. Just spread it out a little bit. There. I'll bring up the edges. What we've got looks a bit like a lake in the middle of some very sandy, dusty hills. Let's see what else we've got. A few more things. Got a boat. It's just a little boat for bobbing around on the lake, and there's someone in it. Okay, I'm just going to put it here because I think this someone is waiting for other people to come and join him. So we're getting to the bottom of the bag now. Let's see, I've got a book. It's a Bible. And I'll just put this over here for now. And I can still hear some things rattling around in here. And we've got a little person. I think I'll just put him down over here for now. Might fall over. And another person. I think they'll put those two together. Maybe they're friends. And I've got one more person who fell out of my bag, so I'll just go and pick him up. And that's this person here. So, what have we got? We've got some land, we've got some water, we've got a boat, we've got these figures, and we've got a story. Because the man in the boat is called Peter. Peter is a fisherman, and this is his fishing boat. But he's not going fishing today, he's going to take some friends on a journey, and one very special friend. So here they go, they're coming onto the boat. And then, there's the special friend. This friend is called Jesus. And the others are Jesus' closest friends. And there's a name for them that begins with D or D. Does anybody know what Jesus' special friends were called in the Bible, beginning with D? They're Jesus' disciples. And they travel around with Jesus, learning from him when he teaches and heals people. And now they're going to go from one side of the lake to the other. It's been a long day. and Jesus is tired. He's done lots of teaching, lots of speaking to people. So Jesus just lies down in the boat. He rolls up his coat and puts it behind his head, and very soon he's asleep. And so the others set off across the lake. It's quite nice weather when they start, but the weather there can change very quickly. The sky grows dark. The wind picks up and starts to gust around, so they take the sail down and start to row with the oars, because that will be safer. What happens is that the sea gets rougher, and they go up and down and round and round, and they try and row as hard as they can, and they try and bail out the boat. They try and get all the water out of the boat so it doesn't swamp and sink in the middle of the lake. But they know they're not making a big difference. It's getting harder and more dangerous. And all this time, their friend, their teacher Jesus, is fast asleep. I wonder why he's sleeping so much. And in the end, they have to wake him up. They say, Jesus, wake up, save us. Don't you care that we're about to drown here? And Jesus yawned and stretched and sat up and looked around. He was very calm, unlike the sea, which is going up and down. And he stands up on the boat and he says to the sea and the wind, "Be still." And in a moment, the wind stopped and the waves smoothed out. And Jesus said, "Why were you so worried? Didn't you know that I am here?" How do you think his friends felt when they saw Jesus tell the wind and the waves to stop? And they did. They said to one another, "Who is this, that even the wind and the waves obey him?" And so they made it safely over to the other side. And there they fall out on the land. I brought the Bible along because this story comes from the Bible. It comes from the Gospels. And it's one of the many things that the Gospel writers told us about Jesus and his friends. And this story was put in because it's about trust. When things were really difficult, really scary and dangerous, Jesus' friends had to find their trust in him. And Jesus rewarded their trust by looking after them. And because we live hundreds and hundreds of years later, we didn't have the chance to meet Jesus in that way. But that story's been put in the Bible so that people can put their trust in him, even when things feel really difficult, really dark, really scary. And so as we think of what it means to trust, we're going to say a prayer that talks about what it means to trust God and not be afraid. So we're going to be very still and quiet for a moment as we think about our story. Dear Jesus, whether our lives are calm or stormy and scary, help us to know your presence and your peace. Amen. Thank you for being part of today's assembly. I hope the rest of your day goes really well and look forward to being back with you on video again soon. Bye-bye for now.